has fallen quietly, and the world around you softens, edges blurred by dusk, the hum of the day now gentle as a lullaby. You lie in stillness, perhaps wrapped in a blanket or tucked beneath familiar covers, and in the shadows flickering against your wall, old questions drift up again. Why am I so weary tonight? Is it only exhaustion, or is there something deeper that aches inside my chest, a longing to be noticed, to be chosen, to matter, as more than a face in the crowd? If only you could know, with more certainty than the certainty of dawn, that you are not invisible, not forgotten. Beneath all the surface troubles work left undone, words said in haste, fears crowding your thoughts, there's a gentle, insistent hope. Perhaps someone has seen you when you felt most small. What if that hope has been quietly faithful all along? As you listen to the hush between your breaths, something ancient stirs in your spirit. Jesus once spoke, calmly, directly, to people whose lives were as tangled and tired as yours. In one quiet moment, he said words that were softer than the breeze and stronger than the deepest pain. Let me guide you closer gently to those words, a promise, timeless and tender. Hear him speak as if to you tonight. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. John chapter 15, verse 16. Rest in the quiet beauty of those words. Let them echo. He did not wait for your strength. He called you in weakness, chose you before you had answers or perfect faith, spoke your name when you didn't know you needed it. In the places where shame or failure seem loudest, what if his voice is quietly loving you still? Somewhere inside, your heart may whisper, is it true? Does this include me, the one who doubts, the one who grows tired, the one whose story feels ordinary? But let the hush linger and the question breathe. Could it be that your weariness is not evidence of failure, but a place where love draws all the nearer? He chose you before you could do anything to earn it, even on days you do not feel worthy. And tonight, as you exhale, maybe something opens just a little, like a window to soft starlight. What if you haven't missed your chance? What if his choosing is for this exact moment, fatigue and all? But let's not close the ache so quickly. Can you feel that gentle yearning? The sense that maybe there's more to discover? What if the love that chose you in your weakness is still right here, softly calling through the very tiredness that keeps you awake? Could you rest a while longer, simply letting the possibility of being divinely wanted settle upon your soul? Let's linger in this wide-open question with nowhere to rush. The night is young, and the story goes deeper still. What if you are seen even now? The sky stretches dark and gentle, the moon hanging in crisp quietness above winding streets and sleeping rooftops. Imagine yourself walking under that hush, a heart carrying burdens too quiet for words. Maybe secrets, maybe silent hopes, maybe loneliness you've grown used to hiding. In ancient times, a woman walked such a path, unseen by crowds, wounded by years of ache. The story lives in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 8. Her name is lost to history, her suffering unforgettable. 12 long years she bled and waited, longing for reprieve. Not just from sickness, but from shame, the aching knowledge that people passed by without seeing her, not really. No one reaching out, no voice speaking her worth. But what if noticing is where healing always begins? Imagine now the hush broken by the sound of gentle sandals. Jesus is there, walking nearby beneath the steadfast moon. His steps are unhurried, his gaze aware of what even the shadows try to hide. You are alongside him, burden pressing your chest. The crowd bustles ahead, paying little attention. But Jesus pauses mid-step. He turns, and with a stillness deeper than midnight, his eyes find yours. With a voice that carries the kindness of galaxies, he calls for the one who dared reach out in her exhaustion, her isolation, her last flicker of hope. In this sacred quiet, hear the words Jesus spoke that night, as recorded in Luke, chapter 8, verse 48. He said, "Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace." Let those syllables settle against every place that has wondered if you are invisible. Perhaps, just as he spoke into her private pain, he is speaking now to your worn-out dreams and silent wounds, the places you never dared to hope would change. Could he be turning toward the part of your heart that feels most unknown? The part that aches for belief, the part that is weary of being unseen. What if that ancient moonlit gaze is resting on you, peering through the years and layers, finding you as you are, in the hidden, in the hush, in the questions you seldom voice aloud? Let yourself imagine his presence beside you under the stars, patience in every breath. He does not rush you. He does not miss or overlook the ache you carry. As you inhale the night's cool air, let this truth linger, not as a quick remedy, but a seed. Could Jesus' healing words be for the loneliness you've carried, invisible but ever real? What if your quietest reaching, your fragile faith, is enough for him to pause and see you? Let the question unfurl in gentle darkness, resting here with him as new dawn waits somewhere beneath the horizon. A gentle patter of rain begins to tap against your window, soft and rhythmic, each droplet a delicate blessing from above. The room darkens slightly, the air cool and hushed. The world narrows to the shelter of your little corner, the warm comfort of your pillow, the soft weight of blankets, the peace that grows as you listen to the rain's lullaby. In that sanctuary space, it's easier to wonder about your own place in this vast world, the storms you've weathered, the ones you've hidden, the tender places in your soul that long to be understood. Tonight, let ancient words wash over you with the gentle steadiness of falling rain. Words that declare you are no accident, not unplanned, not overlooked, not one of many to a distant God. Hear how Psalm 139 describes the care behind your every breath. Take a soft breath and listen, for thou hast possessed my reins. Thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. My substance was not hid from thee, when I was made in secret, and curiously wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Psalm 139, verses 13 to 15. You were formed with intention, not stumbled into being, not a random collection of cells, but a masterpiece woven by sacred hands. Every thread of your story, every longing or flaw, was seen from the start. Could it be that your quiet breaths tonight, the ones that rise and fall in the hush of rain, are proof you belong, simply because you exist? As the rain continues, the world feels softer, as if creation itself is singing lullabies of belonging. Let yourself linger in that possibility. What if the shame that clings, the suspicion that you're too ordinary, too flawed, that these are lies washed away by the rain, dissolved by love? What if your belonging was determined before you could ever doubt it? But as the storm whispers on, don't hurry your healing. Sometimes worthiness is a mystery to be slowly received. Pause beneath this gentle deluge of love, feeling its steady touch, letting it seep into every unspoken ache and fragile place. If he formed every secret part of your being, how could he have let you slip through his fingers now? Rest in the sound of rain, in the richness of being known, all the while letting this quiet question keep you curious. What other gentle truths have been raining softly on your life, unrecognized until now? Allow that wonder to carry you into the deeper invitation still to come, a promise of presence that won't let you fall. The night grows deeper, shadows lingering long and still. Somewhere beyond the curtains, the world holds its breath, the hush before surrender, the quiet before agony. Close your eyes if you're willing. Let your mind drift to a garden, ancient and olive-laden. It is the eve before anguish, before betrayal and trial. Jesus walks softly between the trees, his steps muffled by dew. He knows what lies ahead, every hour of sorrow waiting in the darkness. Still, he stays. Still, he prays. You can sense the weight on his shoulders, a heaviness you might recognize, not of guilt, but of love that will endure. A resolve to remain, even when comfort departs. Do you ever find yourself reaching for God, even as fear scorches everything familiar? You are not alone. Jesus, too, met the night with trembling soul, yet he did not flee. In unwavering presence he remained, for love's sake. Feel him near, in the uncertain hush that touches your own suffering. He knows. Into the hush, an echo from the prophet Isaiah speaks, its promise compressed into every breath, every flame you have walked through. Pause and listen as these words from Isaiah 43, verse 2, unfold like cool balm upon a burn. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. This is a promise, not of escape, but presence. Not every sorrow will vanish, but here is a hand in the inferno, an arm about your shoulders in the blaze. Jesus in Gethsemane, trembling, sweating blood. No deliverance yet from the darkness, but never abandoned. Is it possible your suffering, too, is attended? That every time loneliness crouched near, every time the pain flared, there was love just beside you. The flames we fear most are not always physical, but the fires of discouragement, regret, doubt. Let the picture linger. Jesus keeping watch while you endure your own sleepless garden. He does not rush the agony. He does not shame the tears. What if, in your own long nights, you have never been isolated as you imagined? Could his presence be standing in the flames with you, even now unseen but unwavering? Trace your breath, slow and deliberate. The answers to agony are seldom quick, but the promise is as close as the next dawn. Could it be you're not walking through the fire to be burned, but to be carried? Let that mystery hold you as morning edges near. There is more presence to uncover if you're willing to continue. Will you? Somewhere in your mind, a fire flickers softly, steadily, warming the chill that vulnerability brings. You find yourself near the shore, the long night behind you, dawn breaking pale at the horizon. The scent of charcoal blends with the salt air. There sits Jesus beside a small fire, one burning just for you. Across the warmth, Peter stares into the flames, his heart raw, still echoing with the sting of denial. 3 times he failed. 3 times, regret like a weight tied to his chest. And yet, here is no anger, no accusation, only the sound of crackling embers and the invitation of mercy. Jesus draws Peter softly, tenderly, into conversation. He could have shamed him, listed wrongs done, wounds caused. Instead, he simply asks, "Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these?" Pause, let it settle. There's no violence in Jesus' voice, only a longing for restoration. These words from the Gospel of John, chapter 21, verse 15, reach across centuries, gentle as twilight's first light. So when they had dined, Jesus saith to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these?" He saith unto him, "Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee." He saith unto him, "Feed my lambs." Mercy is not measured by performance, by the tally of deeds done right or wrong. Here, the one most betrayed is the one most gentle, rebuilding trust, not with threat, but with love. Is there something you, too, keep tucked away, mistakes you cringe to remember, things unspoken because they seem unforgivable? The hush between the 2 men grows thick, yet it is the sound of mercy knitting wounds closed. What if the fear you bring into the light is already met with understanding? What if you do not have to beg for another chance, but simply be present, broken, honest, by the fire where Jesus waits? Could it be that He's already forgiven what you're afraid to speak? That His only question is, do you love me? The sparks leap upward, carrying hope into the dawn. Let the warmth of this scene linger, not as closure, but as a new beginning. The path to mercy twists gently ahead. Will you walk further, trusting that divine forgiveness truly has no end? The hush of the night is deep, but within it, possibilities spiral outward, wide as the sky. You feel the weight you've carried, silent regrets, failures folded small, lingering guilt tucked away where few could see. But what if that weight could truly be lifted, dropped from your shoulders, never to return? Hear the soft, transformative truth that Psalm 103 gently sings to your soul. Let me guide you to these words, slowly, carefully, as if you are releasing burdens into the dawn. As far as the east is from the west, so far hath He removed our transgressions from us. Psalm 103, verse 12. Let it settle. Imagine now closing your eyes, feeling your worried heart open, and picture that heaviness dropping from your chest into a distant, boundless sea. The east and west, eternally apart, never to touch, never to cross. What if everything you regret, every failure you've whispered shamefully in the dark, has been sent away so far it could never find its way back? Can it be so easy? And yet, isn't this the essence of grace? Not the shallow forgetting we attempt when pain feels too much, but a supernatural forgetting, a mercy that works in both directions, past and future. Your history is not hidden, it is released. Does your heart believe it, even now? The night draws quiet, the eerie kind where hope might finally begin. What if tonight nothing remains but grace? What if, in letting go, you make room for new beginnings? The story does not rush. The release of old burdens is a slow exhale. But let yourself rest in the echo. He has cast it all far, far away. Yet, even now, the next question waits in gentle shadows. What does it look like to trust such relentless grace tomorrow? And again, and again. How far can forgiveness really reach? Will you let yourself hope enough to wonder? Sleep comes slowly on some nights, especially when you stumble. Plans laid down, promises made, then broken despite your best intentions. You promised yourself change, resilience, strength, yet find yourself falling again and again. Guilt burrows deep, and self-talk grows harsh. Why can't I just get it right? But in that very place of disappointment, hear a sacred truth that refuses to abandon you. Not a voice of condemnation, but one of understanding, of gentle presence. Psalm 37 carries words like open arms. Let me lead you there, quietly, so the comfort can soak all the way in. Listen in your heart as these words speak across the night. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. Psalm 37, verse 24. Pause, take a soft breath, Falling is not the end, nor is it a surprise. Jesus was not shocked by your weakness. He knows the path is uneven, and he stands near, ready to catch, to lift, to steady. There is no last chance for love like this. When you feel most like failing, what if you are actually nearest to the hands that hold you? The cycle of regret is not broken by willpower, but by the relentless kindness of grace. What if every time you stumbled, Jesus didn't leave? What if he whispered, as he always does, "I'm still here"? Can grace have no expiration, no closing hour? Dare to wonder if you are worthy of such patience. Lean into the possibility softly, with every tired heartbeat. Let your story remain unhurried. One more stumble cannot remove you from the hand that will not let go. He knew. He knows still. Let yourself be gently held in the space between falling and rising. For this is where love often breathes most deeply. But what does it mean to trust those hands tomorrow? And after that? That question flickers like candlelight, a promise that the story is still unfolding. Stay here. There is more to be found, more mercy yet to discover. The wind stirs gently, ruffling leaves in wavering patterns outside your window. Somewhere an owl calls, and the world settles into quiet, secretive wonder. Nighttime, with its veil, is when questions grow bold and worries slip free. So much is unresolved questions haunting as softly as the air. You are not the first to come to Jesus in the dark. Nicodemus, a respected man, a leader, someone who should have had answers, sought Jesus not by day, but in the hush, uncertain and searching. Imagine yourself there, 2 feet padding softly on cool earth, guided by hope and uncertainty alike. He meets you kindly, with no hint of scolding or impatience. In the cover of darkness, there is only welcome for the honest seeker. In John chapter 3, the conversation unfolds, wisdom exchanged beneath trembling lantern light. Let these words slip gently into your waiting places. Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from God, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest, except God be with him. Jesus answers, not with rebuke, but with invitation to be born from above, to begin again. There's no shame in searching, no condemnation for wondering, even when night stretches long. What if your own questions, those that wake you or keep you turning, are precious to the heart of God? Could your nighttime wondering be sacred, as holy as any hymn, as valued as any prayer spoken in daylight? What if, in the dark, you are most receptive to the mystery of grace? Stay with the question. Jesus is never far from those who seek, no matter how softly. Tonight, every uncertainty may be a doorway, not a dead end, to the next tender truth. Could you trust the possibility just a little longer? There is a deeper comfort waiting, and another invitation to come. Some weights seem invisible, yet their pressure is unrelenting. Perhaps you have carried a burden for years, grief acknowledged only in passing, a pool of exhaustion that has no obvious source. Hands clench around these heartaches, gripping tightly because to release feels impossible, or maybe just unnatural. But into this ache, another voice whispers from across the centuries. It is the voice of Jesus himself, calling out to those who are tired, overburdened, and done with the weight of performance. The words come from the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28. Listen as they settle into the silence of your room. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Rest, real rest, not just physical sleep, but soul-deep letting go. Under the spread of midnight stars, you begin to loosen your grip, just slightly. Perhaps the safety is in the surrender. What if, in unclenching tired hands, you open them to receive what has been offered all along? Jesus does not wait for perfect surrender. He invites the exhausted, the ones who have tried and failed, the ones still trembling with uncertainty. Will you let him come closer? Surrender seems like weakness, but in his presence, it becomes the strongest thing you can do. To rest, not by accident, but as answer, as act of hope. Could this be the remedy you crave? Let your tiredness draw you into the tender arms of rest. The night is not an enemy, but a gentle backdrop for the slow unfurling of trust. Yet, as you settle in, another longing stirs, the yearning for comfort, not just in release, but in the facing of old sorrows themselves. The question lingers, soft and persistent. If I let go, will I truly find peace? Let's journey deeper into this mystery, for rest is only the beginning. The room is shadowed, corners gently blurred by memories, both bitter and precious. You remember moments of betrayal, not just the ones you suffered, but perhaps those you regret causing. The ache of rejection, abandonment, pain. You are not alone in this valley. One stands at the center of all sorrow, familiar with every sting of disappointment, every echo of loss. The prophet Isaiah spoke of him centuries before, describing a Savior who would drink the cup of sorrow to its last drop. Listen quietly as his words describe the man who knows every wound you carry. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Isaiah 53, verse 3. Jesus' suffering was not distant, it was intimate. He knew the agony of misunderstanding, the sting of abandonment, the humiliation of undeserved pain. That same Jesus stands before you, eyes sapphire bright with compassion. He has walked where you have walked, felt each invisible bruise. He is not untouched by your story. In fact, it's the pain you wish to hide that he most longs to heal. There is a wordless comfort in his gaze, the certainty that nothing suffered is lost, nothing buried is unseen. When betrayal lingers in the air, when trust feels foreign, let yourself wonder, could your pain be seen, attended to, quietly cradled by the one called the Man of Sorrows? Jesus, healer of hearts, never abandons. Even as wounds remain raw, his presence is offered as balm. What would it feel like to believe your hurts are not just witnessed, but cherished, awaiting gentle restoration? Let that longing guide you a little further into the haven where grief and hope come quietly alive together. There, another holy question is born. What would it mean to release the one who hurt you? To step into the deeper waters of forgiveness with him beside you. Let your soul rest in the potential, not the certainty, for the story of comfort is not yet finished. The room is dim, lit only by a single candle. Shadows move softly against the walls, the aroma of sweet oil lingers. You sit across from Jesus, the hush deep as velvet. He begins to tell a story not to accuse you, but to draw your heart gently into the heart of forgiveness. The parable is simple, but profound, the story of the unmerciful servant, a man forgiven much, an unpayable debt, yet who refused forgiveness to another. Let the story unfold around you, every word an invitation, not a command. Forgiveness is not forgetting, nor is it pretending hurt never happened. It's giving up the right to carry the weight any longer, to let God hold what you cannot. Do you remember the words Jesus ended with? Let them come softly, found in Matthew chapter 18, verses 32 and 33. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt, because thou desiredst me. Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? Forgiveness releases the pain into bigger hands, not because they deserved it, but because you deserve freedom. It does not mean the wrong was okay. It means you walk lighter, releasing yourself from yesterday's chains. What if, in loosening your grip, you discover the path to your own freedom? Could the act of forgiveness become the very rescue you've hungered for? Let yourself sink into the softness of that possibility. What rests beneath all the anger, the sadness, the longing to be released into joy again? While the candle burns low, the invitation remains. The journey of forgiveness is not completed in a moment, but each soft yes opens a little more space for healing. Will you take the next step? Stillness deepens. Stay a while. There is more tenderness to come. Night returns to Gethsemane. A silver light stretches across olive branches, gilding them with a fragile beauty that only the weary can appreciate. Jesus falls to his knees, face pressed to cool earth, agony trembling through every limb. His enemies are not yet near, but the battle rages within. Will he surrender or reach for escape? It's here in this struggle that heaven is nearer than ever before, not because suffering has ended, but because surrender has begun. In the quiet, let these words unfold, spoken in anguish, but received as offering. Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. Luke 22, Verse 42. Notice the ache, the honesty, the confession. I wish it could be different, but I trust you anyway. Are there places in your own heart, hidden, trembling, afraid, where you resist surrender? Where you fear peace will only come if the pain vanishes? Yet, in the act of letting go, a comfort arrives that outweighs the storm itself. Not the erasure of sorrow, but the rise of an unshakable peace beneath it. Heaven's comfort does not always remove hardship. Sometimes it simply fills its silent places with presence. What if the deepest peace is found not in control, but in release? As you breathe out your longing, allow the question to echo. Could surrender be the doorway to peace you have longed for? The answer is not hurried, does not come with fanfare. It is felt as slowly and quietly as dawn. Rest in that openness, uncertainty cradled in divine trust. The story is unfinished, and the greatest comfort may be still ahead. Will you wait patient, surrendered to discover what peace looks like, even here? It is late now. The world quiets, deepening from blue to indigo, as if the sky is tucking you beneath a velvet wing. As you settle deeper in your bed, the ache of the long day gives way to gentle memory, moments when fear threatened, where dark corners loomed. Yet, through each moment, invisible arms have safely borne you. Let the words of Psalm 91 be your lullaby tonight, each phrase an ancient promise tucking you gently in. Hear them slowly, with every word an embrace. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. Psalm 91, verses 4 and 5. These are not just words, but a memory, the recollection that every close call, every silent panic, every brush with sorrow, he was there, sheltering unseen. Think back. How many nights did you survive that you thought would end you? How many troubles faded without you ever knowing why? Each victory quiet and uncelebrated, but not unnoticed by God. What if this very moment, he's still carrying you, holding the burdens you haven't spoken, building safety beneath wings you didn't recognize? Inhale deeply and realize you have never once been alone. The wings that cover you are stronger than night's darkness. Yet, as you rest in that shelter, can you sense the lingering invitation? What else might he be carrying for you right now, beneath the surface of your thoughts? What comfort remains unclaimed, ready for the sleepy trust of one willing to rest beneath the ancient feathers of love? Hold the question as a secret in your heart. The night is long, and grace runs deeper still. The fire burns low, orange and gold hues playing along the walls. The hush is almost complete, blankets pulled tighter, the world outside reduced to quiet sighs. Night's shawl wraps the room, warm and close. There are nights like this one, when sorrow and hope mingle, when you long for assurance that grief will not be the last word. You are not the only one who has dreamt of a world with no more tears. A promise ripples through history, spoken softly by Jesus, repeated in the last pages of Scripture. Hear the hope of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4, as a gentle heartbeat beneath your worries. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Let the echo of those words linger, a melody for closed eyes and aching hearts. It is not just for someday, but for right now. The certainty that suffering matters, that it will not define the end. He makes another promise too, one whispered on a darkened hillside before dawn, spoken in Matthew 28, verse 20. Lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. He is here, not far, not theoretical, but present in the hush beside your bed, waiting patiently to offer the comfort only He can bring. Let yourself wonder, could He be at your side this very night, whispering peace in the pauses between your breaths? What if tonight He is so near you could reach out, rest your head on His shoulder, and know comfort deeper than sleep? Wait here in the question, fold it into your dreams. Tomorrow is not yet here, but the promise remains. The story has not found its ending. Peace still beckons from the edges of your rest. Will you listen for it, beneath the low fire and the gentle quiet?